Very good, very good. Minchin, very, very good. I want you to get at the difference between empowering players rather than bending players to your will. There's a very big difference there. You have a great cellist here, and you could be conducting the Berlin Philharmonic, right? This is as good as it'll ever get, right? Okay, so your gestures are like a bird controlling her. She doesn't want to be controlled, she wants to be liberated, right? Which is a totally different feeling. And she'll do what you say without fail, because she's very obedient, like all orchestral musicians. Very obedient, I'll do whatever you say. But then it becomes more about you than it is about her. And when I say her, I mean her whole section. Understand that? So you have to decide, first of all, one of the very interesting things about this theme is the first note is the highest note. Is it a downbeat or an upbeat? It's an upbeat. Yeah. But that creates terrific tension, because it's the highest note. Often when you hear this, you think you're hearing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, which of course is completely wrong. What Brahms is saying, no, it's an upbeat, but it's still and then it relaxes. And then it does it again. Now she needs, I'll say they, don't know whether it's an upbeat or a downbeat. Orchestral players don't know until the conductor tells them. So all you need to do is to make clear to her that it's a heavy upbeat. It's as if it was a heavy downbeat. Right? So let me show you, just do the opening. That's all you need to do, right? To do that. Try again. You're doing great. I love what you're doing. And they will too. I mean, once you get yourself out of the way and start being in love with them. Right, try that again. No, you look worried. It's nothing, there's nothing worried about it. You'll be worried if you don't trust them, but if you trust them, they're going to be great. So you go, I can't wait for it, right? Isn't that beautiful how they fit? They work beautifully. Right, here we go. Don't look worried. Beautiful, beautiful, that was great. Be satisfied when you get to the end of the phrase. Don't be in a hurry. Now. A new idea, right? So let the first idea settle. Beautiful. See it? Beautiful, bravo, bravo. Yeah, that was beautiful, isn't that lovely? You felt liberated? Yeah, and look how happy she looks. When orchestral players are conducted well, they love to play. And when they're conducted not well, they suffer all sorts of diseases, which is why it's called a dis-ease. You get that? Wrong tempo, wrong phrasing, they get ill. That's the way it works. But just now you did it, and look, she's smiling and she's happy. Right? Now, when the second phrase comes, notice that it's not only about the cello. In fact, it isn't really about the cello at all, it's about the trombones. So if you can make a gesture, Then the cellos will realize it's not about da dee da dee da, but it's about filling out the sound of the trombones. Should we try one more? And conduct it as if it was the last time you're ever going to conduct that phrase and nobody was ever going to hear it ever again. Can you do that? Good, bravo, bravo, bravo. Very good, very good, bravo. Thanks. So I could say, fantastic, fine, let's go on. I have one more thing to say to you, that the difference between very good, and that was very good, and what could be great is the message that you give to the players, that you feel so deeply about this music that you want to ask of them unusual intensity, tenderness, love, expressiveness, whatever it is. And that comes from your face, more even than from your hands. And at the moment your face is pretty expressive, but quite a lot of the time it's a little bit bland and doesn't express what's inside you, right? So that's a new stage for you. And they want to see, by looking at your whole being, that you are suffused with intense love for this music, right? At every moment, and that you care about it. And the climax, for instance, I mean, this, of course, you only have one cello, although it's a great one, but this climax, it's just so intense, isn't it? So should we try one more time and add that dimension that, and this is not for the audience, this is only for the players. Because the audience, if it becomes for the audience, then it becomes like ham acting and everybody can see through that. It's got to be genuine, otherwise they'll dismiss you. Yeah. But if it's really intense and really for the music, everybody will feel it. All right, should we try it? It's very exciting, isn't it? It's another whole dimension. Yeah, another whole dimension. We're always growing as musicians. Schnabel said this, and it's so wise. We are, however good we are, we're never as great as the music we play. Isn't that great? And I'm 84 and I'm still struggling to get up to this mountain, you know, the Brahms up there in the sky, you know, we never get there. Yeah. All right, is that great? Here we go, from the beginning. And now imagine you're conducting the Berlin Philharmonic or one of the great orchestras, and they'll give you everything that you want. Isn't that exciting? Yeah. And let's just say, it's great to conduct musicians like this, isn't it? Yeah, really wonderful. feeling all the time this deepness of the music. Doesn't leave you. So should we try one more time? Yeah. Great, last time. And then you'll be run over by a bus as you're leaving the place, and everybody will say how sorry they are that we lost you. But the last time he conducted, it was fantastic. Ooh, good. Good, it's great. Musicians hunger for what the conductor has to offer. They hunger for it. They want everything. And they don't want anything to be casual or automatic pilot or just ordinary or held back. They want everything. Isn't that great? In that sense, they're your absolute allies, all of them. The orchestra players are not your enemies, they're your allies. All right, isn't that great? You're doing beautifully. Don't ever crouch over the musicians, because that's something you do with little children who are not behaving well. And so let's go on. I would like to, in the next phrase. That sounds ordinary. Sounds ordinary. Yeah. What instrument are you conducting? Just a minute. What instrument? Horn. Yeah, horn. So make it sound like a great horn player. No, that's ordinary. Let me tell you, this is a great horn player. 1, 2. Writing, isn't it, with the flute and the oboe and oh God, it's pushing in against you. This kind of conducting is, you know, it's nothing.
Crescendo,
Yeah, it's careful. I mean, that's one of the great Brahms crescendos, isn't it? Oh, look how first the violas and the cellos, and then the second violins, and then the first violin. This is a climax. I mean, huge. Can we try one more time? Even back to when the cello bass comes in, that's so exciting. That crescendo. And then this ta-ya-da-dee-da-da-da. Don't get too slow here, because it's moving to the very last beat of the bar, isn't it? Should we try once again? Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. And I want to see in your body each instrument. First the horn, then the bassoon, then the oboe, and then there's crescendos are so intense with the syncopation, tee-ta, tee-ta, tee, and then the flute adds another crescendo, and when the cellos and basses come in, oh my God, it's just thrilling. All right, let's try it once again, this whole passage. Upbeat, let's do the same place, A. And I want to hear the sound of a horn. You know, my teacher, great cellist, Gaspar Casado, he told me this story. He came to a concert and Cortot was playing the piano. And he was up in the balcony. And Cortot caught sight of him out of the corner of his eye. One of the world's greatest cellists just walked into my concert hall. And he was playing Chopin. And he played exactly the sound of a cello to greet the great cellist. And Casado sounded exactly like a cello. That's what a piano can do. It can sound like any instrument, but it depends on you to make it. All right, here we go. Horn, great horn. Yeah, unfortunately they don't know this music. You ought to be able to have them play just as perfectly as can be. Just do that passage from the 12/8. Because the beauty is you can get this very free. I'm a great believer in rubato. I don't know if you've gathered that by now. I love that orchestras should be treated with great respect because they can play as freely as a chamber music group. I absolutely believe that. And the Boston Philharmonic proves it over and over again. We play so freely. So would you just do from imitate? Yeah. Yeah, just remember, we got the pianist leading the violin. It should be the other way around. Listen very carefully to what the violin's doing, because otherwise he can't play the way he wants to play. Good. You can be still freer. Let's do it together, because I think we feel it the same way. 3, 4. Finish. Now clarinet. Yeah. Should we do a little more even? Yeah. Let's try one more together. 3, 4. I feel it more. I feel it more. That's the orchestra players are trained to do that, to look all the time, to see what their hands are doing, and they just follow that. Let me try one more time. Same thing. Oh, yeah, that's very hard to do. I mean, it's hard for him to do. But crescendo right to the end, and then the subito piano. Beautiful. Just do where the violins come in. Do you know that bar?
It's 3 pickups to the
Fifth bar.
Yeah, 5th bar. Yeah. Yeah, that's something else. That's something else you're doing. Dum, bum, bim, 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 bim. It's not quite right, you know. Brahms didn't know that. But you're great. You're doing really beautifully. You have a wonderful spirit, very generous, very open, very gifted. I think you're going to be a force. I'm very, very happy. Very happy to see you. You love music. You convey the love easily. The players get a lot from you. It's beautiful. It's just more of the same. Do you play a string instrument? No. You don't. It would be a very good idea, because some of the gestures you make are not exactly what they need. When I conduct, I'm actually playing the cello. Everything is for them. And they have no difficulty seeing. I mean, sometimes they do. I have a little thing which is I put a white sheet of paper on the stand of every musician. Have you heard of that? I put a white sheet of paper on the stand of every musician, and I say, please tell me anything that's not working or that you want to do that we're not doing. And they do. They tell me. The tempo's too slow, or somebody says, you're not making enough crescendo here. So, you know, one day we were conducting, it was Bruckner, I think, and one of the players wrote, you're not making a crescendo into the recapitulation or something. And that night at the concert, I made a huge crescendo, and she came up to me after the concert. She said, you did my crescendo. But you see, the thing, if they felt that they were doing their crescendo rather than obeying your crescendo, it would change the relationship very much, because it would feel like their performance. Isn't that great? So power is something to give away, like manure, you spread it around. You're great, terrific, thank you.